Hello, everybody. Of course, Ben here today. I want to start this video off by saying clearly that, well, I apologize for the last month. Um, I don't know why. I question, a lot of things that I do myself all the time. So I really don't know why. But my content creation last month was really not great, and I want to apologize to y'all for that. Because I could have given y'all more stuff. I could have done more things for me, more things for y'all especially since y'all support me and y'all make me be able to do the stuff I want to do. It's that simple. And I want to say that this coming month, August, will be better. I'm posting this video now. I'm going to post a video tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and maybe Saturday. And then after that, I'm going to go back to my regular schedule of Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And we're going to try to get back on track for here into eternity, I guess. What's the word? Henceforth, yeah. From henceforth, we will post more regular videos and stuff like that. And so I did get a lot of good traffic, however, with the hurricane videos. A lot of y'all, love to see stuff like that, I guess. Y'all like to see when crazy stuff happens around here, Morrow Hill, or here at my house too. Nothing really crazy happens here, but if something crazy happens, it usually affects both of us, like the hurricane or the flooding 3 months ago. Yeah, 3 months ago now. Well, yeah, that was May 3rd was the day that the water flooded Morrow Hill, and was not as bad as Harvey, but was still not great. It was not something that we would have wanted to go through. Might have been some positive side effects, like, an uptick in viewership, but I would have rather not gone through all that crap. Really messed up the fields and stuff like that, but whatever. So this year has been a little crazy meteorologically. We had a hurricane in July. That usually does not happen. We've had a very wet summer, very opposite from what we had last year, whereas last year was very dry and very hot. It was in the hundreds almost every single day for 3 months straight, from mid-June to mid-September of 2023. It was just hundreds, and just bone dry. And so we've kind of had the opposite of that. This June and July have not really been that hot. All the heat that we usually do get for an average summer here in Southeast Texas is starting to catch up with us, though. It's starting to, it's going to be 100 degrees tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, the 7th of August, and Thursday, the 8th, and then Friday, the 9th. All those days are expected to have highs of 100, 101, and that's just the official high. The heat index is probably going to be way higher than that. On average, the heat index here is usually about 10 to 15 degrees higher than what the official temperature is. So if the official temperature outside is 90 degrees, then that means that it's going to feel like 105. If it's 95, it's going to feel like 110. So, on average, the heat index is 10 to 15 degrees higher than what the actual temperature is. But all that summer heat that we usually get, because even during non-dry years, last year's abnormally dry, but even during non-dry years, it's still hot here. A good example would be 2021 and 2020. 2022, however, was a little interesting year, meteorologically. I mean, other stuff too, but meteorologically, we had a late winter because the summer of December 2021 was very warm here. It was very warm throughout most of the country. The amount of warmth that sat over most of the country is one of the reasons why there was such a major tornado outbreak in Kentucky back in December of 2021. And if you go look that up, it was a pretty crazy event. I'm sure if some of you lived through that, y'all can attest to how crazy and how terrible it was. The entire town of Mayfield, Kentucky, which is a very nice town, was unfortunately destroyed. The downtown area was gone. But January and February of 2022, we had an average winter. It got real cold a couple times, nothing crazy. However, it got cold into March, and like abnormally cold. And because of that, we had a late spring in the spring of 2022. The amount of plant growth that we would have had was like delayed by 3 weeks. So follow me if you will. The amount of leaves that you would see on the trees outside on, say, April 1st was more the amount of leaves you would have seen on trees here on like March 15th or March 10th. Because usually on average, our trees and our flowers start blooming around like after February 20th is when everything really starts budding. The flowers come first and then the leaves come after. Some trees, you know, they flower and they last for about a couple weeks or a month and then they drop and the leaves grow back. Dogwoods, for example, or cherry trees, azaleas, leaves that flower, the plants that flower and then they fall and you have the leaves that come out. But so the spring of 2022 was late, but come April and May, we had pretty average rainfall, you know, not too much, not too little. It was kind of average. I remember April of 2022 was very windy. For those of you who live in Texas, my followers who actually live here in Texas with me, you'll remember that April 2022 was very windy, just constant, not strong, but it was just weird. Like it was the kind of stuff you would see in like Kansas or Oklahoma, not here in Texas. But then come June and July, it was hot and dry. Of course, that was the first summer I started working at I'm a Survivor. And I remember, you know, every day I would show up and Jacob would be in the barn. He's like, Ben, it's hot. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And, so yeah, that was summer 2022, but then August 2022, about 2 years ago now, was when the rain started coming back. And August 2022 was very wet, and that lasted for a month. And then all the plants grew back and everything was very pretty. And then September 2022 happened and then the drought came back. And then October 2022 came and then it was kind of average throughout the rest of the year. But yeah, that was an interesting year. Last year, however, we had January, February, March, April were pretty normal, but then we had an abnormally wet May. For those of you who follow Lester and Jamie, you know that May of 2023, their driveway washed out, I think, twice, and because of heavy rainstorms that we had. So we got a ton of rain in May of 2023, not flooding, not crazy flooding or anything, but just it rained a lot. And when it did rain, it would come down in like crazy heavy storms. But then June came around and then the rain just disappeared. And it didn't come back for 4 months. So June, July, August of 2023 were just so hot. It was the worst since 2011 was technically worse. Now, I was 9 years old in 2011, so I remember being very hot and very dry, but I didn't pay attention as much as I do now, you know, being 21 years old now, soon to be 22 next month, as much as I did back then, of course. But the statistics that I read still say that 2011 was worse, which says a lot. Like if last year was bad, if I was old enough to really pay attention, I would have to what was happening, like I do now, then I would have remembered that 2011 was technically worse than 2023. But I've been babbling about weather for a while, but I guess y'all know how much. I guess I get to see how much I like weather. A little bit of a thing that's been going on with me and my parents right now is my interest in my possible idea. Just, you know, I keep trying to stress to them, this is just a thought experiment. I haven't, you know, gone full gung-ho into, I'm going to be a meteorologist, but it's something that I've thought about for about a year now. But I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm still going to start mortuary school in January. I'm going to be there for 1 year because it's very fast. And then I'm going to go to Texas A&M to get my bachelor's degree at the Mays Business School. That's my official plan. That is what I'm going to do. But they don't understand that I can think about multiple things at once. I know it's hard for most people to understand that when you have ADD, your mind is, you know, it just can't stop moving. You can't focus on, you think about multiple things at once. Another thing, ADHD is where you can't keep your body still. ADD is where you can't keep your mind still. I can't keep my mind still. That's why one time a couple years ago I tried meditation. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's just impossible for me to do it. So yeah. But even if like, because this is another thing, I am probably gonna go to mortuary school. I'm gonna get burnt out probably because of just how fast and how much it's gonna be. And so I'm gonna go to mortuary school, and then I'm gonna start Texas A&M in, I think, 2 years from now, August 2026. And by the time I get my business degree, I'm probably gonna be burnt out. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I have everything I need. I don't need to go back to college. I don't need a meteorology degree. I don't need this extra stuff. So I guarantee you, by the time I'm done with business school, I'm gonna graduate. I'm gonna be like, you know what? Screw this. I don't want any more of this. I'm done. I've been doing this crap for, by 2026, that would mean 18 years. You know, I started kindergarten in 2008, so 2008, 2020, 18 years. Like, I've been in school for 18 years. I'm done. And I think that's what's most likely going to happen. And I wish they'd understand that, but they don't seem to understand that. But, you know, whatever. I'm not going to talk about drama. I don't want to talk about, you know, personal drama too much on here. But it's a fun thing to think about. You know, I get it. Some of y'all are going to say, well, you know, it's kind of weird that you're still thinking about that at 21. Yeah, I get that. I know. But, you know, sometimes I think to myself, you know, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but let's just acknowledge reality. Someone like me has the potential to do a lot. And I feel like if I have the potential to do it, I should try to do it. But I don't know. If I do decide to go into meteorology, it's not going to be until like the year 2029 or something. That's 5 years from now. And that's if I decide to do it. 2030. So we got a while. We got a while until that's even something that would, even if I decide to do that, it's going to be a long time. We still got a while before anything like that happens. Literally, as I'm talking to you, I'm getting a scam text. Freaking hackers. Anyway, it's one of those weird texts where it's like, click on this link it literally said, I had a UPS order that was at the warehouse. Click on this link to verify your order. I haven't ordered anything in like 6 months online. The last time, I haven't ordered anything online like 6 months. So yeah, sure. But anyway, we're talking for 13 minutes. I'm going to cut this off at 15 because I don't want to be here all day. I know some of you might want to listen to me talk all day, but I don't want to, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I could have done better last month, and I'm going to do better this month, and from henceforth, I'm going to do better. And so I just want to let y'all know that please don't unsubscribe. Please stay tuned, because I promise that over this month and the coming months, and as long as I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to have more regular content. So please stay tuned. Please stay subscribed. And I hope y'all stay tuned, because I'm really looking forward to more of the stuff I'm going to do. And I hope y'all like that. But other than that, I'm trying to think, is there anything else I'd like to talk to y'all about? I don't know. We have a cat that keeps coming here trying to eat our food, our cat food. It's really annoying. I don't know if my parents talked about it or not, but we don't know how to get rid of it. So we just lock up our cat food in the garage at night so it won't come back. But here's the thing, it's coming during the day. Like an hour ago before I came on here, the cat was eating out of the bowl in the middle of the day. And it's the middle of the day right now, so I don't know what we're gonna do about that. So I guess I might as well talk about that, because that's something happening. Something happened today. But yeah, we're all doing fine now. We're pretty much recovered from the hurricane and the flood too. So yeah, with nothing else to say, So yeah, tune in tomorrow for a video, and I hope y'all liked and listened to my message, and I hope y'all have a good day. And thank you for tuning into a talking episode of the Daily Life Adventures of Ben. Tune in tomorrow and tune in next time. And yeah, so thank you.